Who do you think is the ultimate trickster in mythology? Is it Loki, the Norse god of mischief, or Anansi, the West African spider god of stories and trickery? Welcome myth enthusiasts and curious minds alike to the ultimate trickster showdown. On one side we have Loki, the Norse god who's as slippery as an eel and twice as hard to pin down. Known for his shape-shifting antics and his knack for stirring the pot, Loki's pranks often lead to unexpected outcomes. On the other side, we have Anansi, the West African spider god. Don't let his diminutive form fool you. Anansi's tricks are woven with cunning and wit, much like the intricate webs he spins. As the god of stories, his tales often serve as clever solutions to difficult problems. With such deviously delightful characters, this showdown promises to be a battle of wits and cunning. Now that we know our contenders, let's dive deeper into their trickster portfolios. Loki, the Norse god of mischief, has enough tricks up his sleeve to make a magician green with envy. Let's delve into the chronicles of this trickster god, Loki, who has been known to stir up some serious mischief in the celestial realm. Born of giants but counted among gods, Loki has always been one to blur the lines, whether it's between friend and foe or right and wrong. Take for instance the tale of Baldur's death. Baldur, the beloved son of Odin and Frigg, was invincible to all things, save for a sprig of mistletoe. Who would have thought, right? But leave it to Loki, the master of deception, to exploit this loophole. He tricked Baldur's blind brother Hoder into throwing a mistletoe dart at Baldur, leading to the latter's tragic demise. Talk about playing a deadly game of darts. But Loki's mischief wasn't just about causing chaos. His tricks often served to challenge the status quo, and even the gods weren't spared. When the gods refused to pay the giant builder for constructing the walls of Asgard, it was Loki, in the guise of a mare, who lured the builder's horse away, ensuring the job remained unfinished and the gods off the hook. Quite the crafty solution, wouldn't you agree? Then there's the time he sheared off all of Sif's beautiful golden hair while she slept. Sure, it was a prank that got him in hot water with Thor, Sif's husband, but it also led to the creation of some of the most powerful artifacts in Norse mythology, including Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. So yes, Loki's tricks often lead to trouble. His pranks are not all fun and games, and his antics can be a real hair-raiser. But they also bring about change, proving that even gods need a shake-up now and then. His exploits remind us that chaos and order are two sides of the same coin, and sometimes a little mischief can be just the thing to shake things up. Loki's tricks often lead to trouble, but they also bring about change, proving that even gods need a shake-up now and then. Switching continents, we meet Anansi, the spider god. He could sell ice to an Eskimo and make him believe it's a hot commodity. Now let's dive into the web of stories spun by this fascinating deity. Hailing from West Africa, Anansi is a pivotal figure in the folklore of the Ashanti people of Ghana. He's known for his unrivaled wit, cunning, and ability to turn the tables on his adversaries. While he might be small in size, he's a giant in the realm of mischief and trickery. One of the most celebrated legends of Anansi is the tale of how he became the god of all stories. Once upon a time, the sky god Nyame had all the tales, and Anansi, being a lover of stories, desired them. However, Nyame had a price. Anansi must bring him the python, the leopard, the hornets, and the fairy whom no one sees. Anansi, with his sharp mind and quick thinking, managed to trick all these creatures and present them to Nyama. Impressed by Anansi's cunning, Nyama handed over all the stories to him, making Anansi the spider, the god of all stories. But Anansi's tales were not just for entertainment. Each story was a lesson, a moral compass guiding society. In one story, Anansi tries to hoard the world's wisdom in a pot, only to realize that wisdom is for sharing, not for keeping. In another, he learns that greed can lead to loss when he tries to attend two parties at once, only to miss out on both. Indeed, Anansi is a master trickster, but his tricks often serve a greater purpose. His tales remind us that wisdom often comes from unlikely sources, and that even the smallest creatures can make a significant impact. They teach us that quick wit can triumph over brute force, and that sometimes the most profound truths are wrapped in a web of trickery. Anansi's tricks often teach lessons, proving that even spiders can spin tales of wisdom. Let's keep this in mind as we continue to explore the intriguing world of trickster gods. Now the question remains, who would win in a battle of wits between Loki and Anansi? Let's delve into the trickster nature of these two mythological figures and weigh their strengths and weaknesses. On one side we have Loki, the Norse god of mischief. With a knack for shape-shifting and a silver tongue, Loki could talk his way out of any predicament. Remember when he turned himself into a mare to distract a giant stallion? Classic Loki, his cunning and deceit are his greatest strengths, but let's not forget his impulsive nature which often lands him in hot water. Like that time he cut off Sif's hair on a whim? Not his brightest moment. On the other side we have Anansi, the West African spider god of stories and trickery. Anansi is known for his intelligence and strategic thinking. This is the spider who spun the sun, moon and stars into the sky after all. His ability to think several steps ahead is his greatest strength. However, his vanity and greed can often lead him astray. Remember when he tried to hoard all the world's wisdom in a pot? Didn't quite go as planned. Picture this, a face-off between Loki and Anansi. Loki, with his quick wit and knack for improvisation, trying to outsmart Anansi, the master strategist. It's like a cosmic game of chess, with each trying to outmaneuver the other. Loki perhaps pulling a quick one by transforming into a fly, while Anansi weaves a complex web of plans. It's a tough call really. Loki's cunning and quick thinking versus Anansi's strategic mind and foresight. Both have their strengths and weaknesses, and both have had their fair share of blunders. But if we had to choose, who would it be? The silver-tongued shapeshifter or the wise and cunning spider? Whether it's Loki or Anansi, one thing's for sure, a trickster's world is never dull.